Now, after two sample z-test, we'll discuss how to calculate two sample t-test. So t-test is recommended when sample size is small. So when sample size is less than 30, then we'll go for the t-test. Okay, now let's have some variations in these tests. So how this test is different from z-test. So z-test, you see, this was the formula. Okay, and you also see that when you do not have a population standard deviation, population variance, you can plug in the sample variance. Okay, so in t-test, what we have pool variation. The formula has pool variation, which is written as like this and calculated in this way. So pool variation shown as sigma, calculated as sample 1, variance of sample 1 into n1 minus n2 plus variance of sample 2 into n2 minus n1, everything divided by n plus n2 minus 2, and then everything under root. So this, you have to first calculate the pooled standard deviation and use this pooled standard deviation in this formula. However, this formula is used when you say that your variances of both population are equal. Okay, so when you assume that variances in both population are equal, then you use this specific formula. However, there's a separate test for checking whether variance in t-tests are equal or not, and most of the software, for example SPSS, if you conduct t-test in SPSS, statistical package for social science, is a very commonly used software. So it will give you t-test, Levene's test, everything together, and you can check whether variances are equal or not. So there's some specific like in when you do in SPSS, it shows you p-value of Levene's test. So if p-value is greater than 0.05, you assume, you believe that okay, the means are equal, the variance are equal. Otherwise, if p is less than 0.05, you assume that variance are not equal. But in your case, most of the time it will be given that what you should assume. So in the question itself, you'll get whether you should assume variance as equal or not. So you need not to bother much about it, except if it is given that variances are equal, you should use this formula. Otherwise, you should use another formula. Let me show you the other formula. Okay, so one thing which you need to calculate about t-test is the pool standard deviation and the t-value. Another thing which you need to calculate in t-test is the degree of freedom. This is also very important.